And look, fellas, let's make this one of those think tank videos. If there's any women you think I should add or remove or substitute, put their names down in the comment section and let's talk this shit out. Only because I have so much honor and respect for these women that I'm gonna do my best not to say the B word throughout this whole video. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say the B word throughout this whole video. That's why I need to do 2 parts. But in today's video, I'm gonna be doing my top 10 top tier woman's list. And I wanted to do this video because I wanted to take the time to share with you all the kind of women that I'm attracted to. Because see, some of you, some of you females allowed the internet to trick you out of your position, and you allowed the internet to tell you all what us as men are attracted to. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but a lot of shit that y'all was told just ain't the facts. And I want you all to pay very close attention to detail in this video, because a lot of the shit that I'm gonna say ain't even really physical. So that's knocking 98% of you motherfuckers out the game already. I ain't really finna get all into detail and shit about that, but just know, ain't none of us co-sign that BBL bullshit. That's something you all accepted. That's some shit you all fucking fell for and ran with. But anyways, let's get into this top 10 tier list. Lust is not something that I'm factoring in this. Maybe a little bit, but there's pure attraction to these women. There's innocent attraction to these women. And these women are not in any particular order. And like I said before, pay close attention to the personality. While yes, I'm probably attracted to the women who are playing these characters. Listen to that word in general, character. These women that I'm attracted to had character. So starting from number 1, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put my girl Peaches from A Low Down Dirty Shame in there. See, Peaches was an old feisty motherfucker. She had a mean ass right hook.
Peaches! I will come back for you, okay? Don't think that I won't, all right? I don't play that. Runs like that. You better watch your back.
See, that's the Jada Pickett I knew and fell in love with. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm attracted to a little toxicity, you feel me? I like just a little bit of a back and forth, you know, a little up and down emotional roller coaster ride. Not too much, not to the point where you got a nigga feeling like he need to smack your ass. So I kinda like how at one minute, you know, Peaches will be having you feeling like she wanting you.
How come the only time I get to hold you like this is when you all bloodied and bruised?
Are you coming on to me?
Then the next minute, she on your ass.
Ow, shit!
Hey, Miss Shame, is everything a fucking joke to you? I mean, can't you allow yourself to feel anything?
Then after that, you gotta reel her ass back in.
No, forget you. You a trip. I ain't coming over there.
Come on, sit down.
Then we back on that lovey-dovey shit.
You're smart. You're funny. You love life. Beautiful.
Don't forget sexy.
Very sexy.
And then we pivot back to that fuck shit again.
You telling me Mike Tyson could beat Muhammad Ali?
That's right.
Mike Tyson can't spell Muhammad Ali.
Oh, wait a minute, Shame. Hold that up, because Muhammad Ali can't even spell Muhammad Ali.
Did I show you the tapes of Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, I saw them tapes. Them tapes don't mean nothing. Shoot, Muhammad Ali dances around the ring so goddamn much, I think I'm watching a rerun of Soul Train.
See, now that's what I'm talking about.
But then after that, we back on that freaky tip.
Night Shame.
Peaches. I see something has grown since you were 16.
Did you You see that little bunkie in that last clip though? I love them little booties. Moving on to the number 2 spot. I got to give it to my girl Myra Monkhouse from Family Matters.
I have to get my point across. It makes me so hot.
And see, what I ain't never like is a lot of y'all tried to play Myra off to the left simply because she was a dork. But we not gonna act like Myra was not one of the baddest, if not the baddest on Family Matters. She was killing Laura.
Laura Winslow has played you like a fiddle. She's got you so mixed up that you actually think that you love her, but you don't. I don't? No. There's only one woman for you. Stephen Q. Urkel. And you're looking at her.
And I ain't gonna lie, a part of me is being biased because I ain't never liked Laura Winslow. But I'ma save that for another video. But what I always liked about Myra was she always celebrated Steve's nerdiness.
What a cute little snort.
Not every guy can be a nigga out here. Some of you all are gonna have to get you a geeky guy. And maybe you can build him up to being a Stefan. And see, this is another topic for another discussion. A lot of you all like to look over the nerdy dude for the cool guy. Most of you all can't get your life together, get your shit together because you're too busy taking care of that nigga and trying to appease his lifestyle. No matter how cringy the situation may have looked to the outside people or the public opinion, Myra was behind Steve 100% of the way.
Stephen, everyone is staring at me.
Why, of course. They've never seen such stunning beauty.
Oh, Stephen, you're so sweet.
Number 3 on my top tier women's list. I got to give it. I ain't gonna lie. I think Monica just might be a real life angel from the heavens above that came down to earth in human form. I actually shedded tears hearing this woman sing at the end of Space Jam. I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I hadn't even physically seen her. I just heard her voice all the time on the radio. Monica, one of the few girls I fell in love with just off the sound of her voice. Oh, but best believe when I seen how shouty looked. Oh! And see, another thing I like about Monica is she gave us a starting point as to why y'all be acting so crazy. She told us straight up. It's just one of them that warned us that she was gonna be crazy. A lot of you motherfuckers is just slapped out cuckoo. And I'm gonna be honest, I believe Monica is the true definition of a ride or die. And see, what some of y'all need to understand, sometimes that don't mean always pulling a trigger. That means having my back through thick and thin. I always felt that from Monica. On to the 4th spot on my top tier women's list. I'm gonna have to give it to Angela Lewis from Boomerang, played by the beautiful Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
Not that I have those thoughts, because I don't, but I'm just saying she's attractive and I would probably go out with her. Thank you. You look neat. Oh. Haha. But that's Korean for I'm sorry I shot you, but I thought you were robbing my store. Yeah, it's a romantic town.
I think you said it. It sounded.
I just, I think you're cool. I like you, and I was just being concerned. I wasn't trying to pry, really. Do I look like the kind of girl that would be prying?
That's expensive.
I'm just saying, it's just affecting his work, that's all. Angela Lewis.
The first woman to ever come up with the slogan, "Love should have brought your monkey ass home last night." Back then, I was a kid, so I ain't really knew what that meant. But just know when she said it, that shit sticked. She was very soft-spoken, and whether happy or angry, she always stayed feminine. That's very important. She was smart. She was intellectual. She gonna make sure you stay on your grind. She gonna make sure you don't fall off your hustle. Always fun to be around. You could joke and laugh with her, and you could actually come to her and talk to her about other women. She had enough pull and influence to turn Marcus dog ass into a man of commitment. She look innocent, but she a demon. Cause she made sure she got Jacqueline hot ass up out the way. She seen Marcus, she wanted Marcus, and she got Marcus. It takes real love to domesticate a dog ass nigga. I'm telling you right now, cause I'm a dog of all dogs. Number 5, on my top tier women's list, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. And I'm gonna go with the freaky, but nasty. Nasty, but classy. See, a lot of you all are full-time thoughts. You're just nasty all around, all day damn long. But what I mean by classy is you can tell Lil' Kim was about her paper. Little Kim might have been my first glance at what a real boss... I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I wanna say. She might have been my first glance at what a true boss chick looks like. And it's like when Lil' Kim rapped, she knew all the nasty, freaky, deaky things to say to me to make my liver
All shook up, but don't blush. Just keep this on the hush.
And if you notice with that clip of Lil' Kim I just showed you, ladies, we don't care if you wear a whole bunch of different color wigs and shit. It's only when you're spending an ass of money on that shit on a consistent basis, nigga, and you're putting us in the hole. We ain't never gonna make it out the hood that way. Lil' Kim said, "Under pressure, I lie for you, die for you, Ruger by the side for you, right hand high for you." And I felt that. To this day, I still feel that shit.
Under pressure.
And I know this might not be a good thing, but as a kid, the first time I ever heard the phrase, "eat my pussy," was from Lil' Kim.
No.
I'll never forget being my cousin Steven, right? He had the hardcore album. So you know you can't be around grown-ups listening to that shit. So we done snuck in the room and we listening to the CD. And then on one of the songs it's like, "eat my pussy right." And look, I'm a kid, so you know I don't fully understand what that means. So I'm just running all around this bitch like, "Man, nigga, eat my pussy." And look, you know most parents be like, hey, what you just say?" And most kids be like, "Nothing." I'm like, "Eat my pussy?" And I'm gonna say this before I move on to the next spot, right? You see Little Kim, how beautiful she is? Not saying she's not now. And this kind of goes for Jada Pinkett as well. You see how beautiful they are? Can you imagine if they hadn't done any work to themselves, like what they would look like now from what you've seen in the clips that I've shared with you all? I'm talking about aging like fine wine. I just wish they had somebody back then to tell them like, "Man, look, you are just fine the way you are." Number 6 on my top tier women's list. I got to give it to Picky Baby Girl. See, what I loved about Aaliyah was she was sexy and seductive, but she wasn't a thought. She never was half-ass naked. The most you ever got from Aaliyah was her belly button. And I fell in love with that belly button. And see, every now and then she'd give you a little booty pop. She used to do this little thing with her hips, right? Where she used to do it to the beat where she'd be like, a lot of y'all been lied to. You know on the back of that $1 bill, you know the pyramid? You know where they say the all-seeing eye is? And they told y'all that was the Illuminati? No, Also, what I loved about her is the music that she sung. It sounded like affirmations. It's like she was singing direct. Women used to uplift us in their music. You can't say the same thing about today's music now, can you? And look, y'all ever paid attention to the male backup dancers that used to dance in Aaliyah's videos? Boy, them niggas be happy on them niggas, because I'll be in that motherfucker chippy as fuck too. Like, okay, so number 7 on my top tier women's list. I'm going to switch it up again. I'm going to go with somebody y'all probably would never thought I would have went with. Miss Lavita Alizé Jenkins.
Look, if you're here for the secretarial job, I think I ought to tell you that job is mine. It's got Lavita Alizé Jenkins written all over it. I graduated top 10 from Miss Claudine's Business and Hair School. I could type and do cornrows.
I ain't gonna lie, I was attracted to her little squeaky voice. What I liked about Lavita was, although she was ghetto, she knew how to contain it. She knew when to be professional and when she could be ghetto. Lavita was just naturally funny to me. You know how some females have those slow moments or those blonde moments and it kind of aggravates you? I always felt like when she had those moments, it made her more cute. Also, what I liked about Lavita was she was spontaneous. She didn't mind being a freak at any given time, but she wasn't all out with it. She was a freak behind the scenes.
Hey, what happened?
Cedric and I went home for lunch to make sweet lasagna. Cedric, I am a God-fearing Christian woman. I can't spread chocolate sauce on somebody who's trying to get over on the Lord. If I wasn't saved, girl, I would beat you down with your own whip. Oh, wait, that's ours. Give me that. Excuse you? You got time for this hoochie with a notepad and you ain't spread chocolate on me all week?
And what I loved about Lavita was she was very supportive. It didn't take much to please her.
Sadie, we haven't had lunch together all week.
I know, baby. Let me make it up to you. I'll cook you a special dinner.
Can I have my favorite dessert? Sadie a la mode.
You can even pour the chocolate sauce, baby.
Okay.
Well, it isn't exactly how I thought our honeymoon would end, but it was great while it lasted.
Quit hogging the covers. And could you pipe down, please?
And what I mean by supportive is she always made that man Cedric feel like a king, even though he still was in that broke down Hyundai.
And actually, the more I think about it, just being Mrs. Cedric Jackie Robinson is fulfillment enough for me.
Oh, honey bump, you really mean it?
You couldn't tell her nothing bad about her little Ceddy bear.
Well, okay. Well, I do have $100 worth of olive oil in the bathtub. Come on, let's go have some polyunsaturated fun.
For the number 8 slot on my top tier women's list, I got to give it to Toni Braxton. Was my true definition of I want some of your brown sugar. She had them smooth legs and cocoa brown complexion. She was my ideal body type. I don't think I ever really heard Toni Braxton talk like that. It was always through the music that I just felt the passion. I used to almost feel like she was growling sometimes when she sang, like making that little pussy purr when she sang, like, you know I really want you. For real with y'all, man. Toni Braxton look like she know how to pamper her niggas too. I know Toni one of them ones. Cause ain't no regular woman pulling no cold ass nigga like Birdman. I don't think I ever really seen him show any emotion. So you got to know what you doing to pull a nigga like that. Moving on to number 9 on my top tier women's list. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give that slot to the one and only Nia Long. One thing about Nia Long that I love, that I noticed that she played in majority of the characters she did in her movies, was she was the true definition of a nurturer. Pay attention to that word, nurturer. That word's gonna come up a lot more in my discussions about women in the future. When that nigga from Boys in the Hood had his little crash out moment and he came in that bitch, she was there to nurture that little crybaby ass nigga. And okay, yeah, maybe not in Soul Food, but in majority of her movies, she complimented her men. She's always been feminine, patient, and forgiving. And if I'm not mistaken, the majority of her movies, at the end of them, she's always about to leave and niggas got to go chasing her because she's that valuable. You just can't let no fine-ass woman like that out your life. And not only was she a nurturer, but she was a protector too. Because when she was at that bowling alley on Fresh Prince, and when old buddy came from over there and knocked Will Smith out, she had to put them Power Ranger paws on his ass.
He started this, now I'm gonna finish it.
And speaking of Fresh Prince, it was with her and Will where I seen you actually had to put forth effort to have a decent relationship. It wasn't all peaches and cream. There's gonna be trials and tribulations. But making it through all of that is the most beautiful part of it. It's the process that makes the relationship potent.
What'd you say? Said I love him.
Even though she did play my nigga Will at the end of that entire season. And last but not least, coming up on that number 10 spot on my top tier women's list. I'm gonna switch it up on y'all ass again. I got to give it to no one other than Maxine Shaw, attorney at law.
A good man is like fine wine. They all start out like grapes. Our job is to stomp on them. And then keep them in the dark until they mature into something we wouldn't mind having dinner with.
I just used to love the way Max used to talk shit. Like, she will talk shit to any and everybody.
You are a virus with braids.
And you're a leprechaun with a weave.
Maxine might have been the first woman who was too much in her masculine that I was actually attracted to. But see, a part of me liked it that because, see, I'm like Kyle Barker. I got a little play in me. I knew she was doing all of that fronting and flogging and shit. But when some real masculine energy come around, you know that ass gonna fold.
You know, you women will take the nuts from a squirrel. We out of here. Come on, man. Let's go.
Well, someone's got to protect women's rights.
Yeah. You know, all this women's rights stuff just proves one thing.
What?
You want me. You want me to be your man.
That's what I heard.
Just for tonight, just through dinner.
Do you know what this could do to my reputation?
Yes, and you can pay me later.
Maxine Shaw, I would like to have a word with you in private, please.
Anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of my girls.
Fine. Will you have dinner with me tonight?
Yes!
Pick you up at 7.
You make me sick.
You make me puke.
You are puke.
Dance.
Love to.
What a lot of y'all don't understand is Max was the pillar. She was the introduction to us as kids of what a true black African queen was. We didn't quite understand it back then, but that was her purpose. Because back then and even now, they always used to try to play dark-skinned women to the left. But that shit didn't work with me. So there you have it. That was my top 10 top tier women's list. And before I end this video, I'm gonna go ahead and give you all 3 honorable mentions. I'm gonna go with Kim Waynes. She played Tanya in the House with LL Cool J.
Now, why would I take your ring?
Because you're jealous. I'm engaged and you're not. I'm a doctor and you're not.
You're about to get your butt kicked and I'm not.
Then I'm gonna go Paula Joy Parker. She played Joy in Friday, Craig's girlfriend.
Yes, I do, but not with you. Harass, 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 harass.
And third, I'm gonna go with Nicolette from the Malcolm and Eddie show.
Edward Otis Sherman. He cooks, he cleans, he does odd jobs around the house, and he wears Jovan Must for Men. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find a roommate that smells good?
And remember, not only am I talking about attraction, yes, I like they frame, but I'm more so attracted to their character, okay? Personality. Physicality is just a byproduct. And when we get into part 2 of this video, it's gonna get a little bit more raw. Because you know me, when I do these videos, it's really like I'm saying I'm done with this shit. Because I'm telling y'all right now, I'm done with that lovey-dovey shit. And I hate to say this, ladies, but y'all lost a good one. Because I was really in y'all corner. But at this moment in my life, that shit over with.